Good afternoon, grade 10. Now, inshallah, we are going to make a revision for how can we calculate molar compound, molar mass of different compound. Okay, so after that, we are going to make a revision and ask some question from Maghrib side, then answer this question. Okay, let's begin, guys.
Mass of a compound. So let's start with the basics. What is the molar mass of elemental nitrogen? Not nitrogen as a diatomic molecule, but as an atom. Well, if you go to the periodic table, you'll see two numbers. The atomic number of 7 and the average atomic mass of 14.01. The molar mass is equivalent to this number. It's 14.01 grams per mole. The molar mass is basically, it connects mass with moles. So that's the molar mass of N. It's 14.01 grams per mole. So what that means is that 1 mole of nitrogen has a mass of 14.01 grams. So let's say if we wanted to find the molar mass of atomic fluorine. Fluorine has an atomic number of 9, but a mass number of 19. So this is the molar mass of fluorine. It's 19 grams per mole. So every mole of fluorine atoms has a mass of 19 grams. Now, what about some other molecules? For example, let's find the molar mass of O3. This is ozone. It's found in the upper atmosphere. And S8, elemental sulfur. Find the molar mass of these molecules. O3 contains 3 oxygen atoms. Now, if you go to the periodic table and you look for the average atomic mass of oxygen, you're going to see two numbers, 8 and 16. The larger of these two is always the molar mass. So the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. If you multiply by 3, that's 48. So the molar mass of ozone, O3, it's 48 grams per mole. Now what about the molar mass of sulfur, S8? So what we have is 8 sulfur atoms. And the average atomic mass of each sulfur atom is 32.07. So what we need to do is multiply 32.07 by 8. And so this will give us the molar mass of sulfur. It's 256.56 grams per mole. So as you can see, it's very easy to calculate the molar mass of something. But let's try some harder examples. Go ahead and find the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Perhaps you've seen it as dry ice. And also silicon tetrafluoride. So feel free to pause the video and try these examples. So CO2 contains 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Now the atomic mass of carbon is 12.01 and oxygen is 16. So 2 times 16, and that's 32. And 32 plus 12 is 44. So the molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44.01 grams per mole. Now let's do the same thing for silicon tetrafluoride. So we have a single silicon atom and 4 fluorine atoms. The atomic mass of silicon is 28.09. The average atomic mass of fluorine is 19. 19 times 4 is 76. Now let's add that to 28.09. So therefore, the molar mass of silicon tetrafluoride is 104.09 grams per mole. So this is the answer. Now let's work on another example that has more elements. C6H12O6. This is glucose. Perhaps you've seen it in bio. It's basically a molecule that provides energy for cells.
This glucose sugar that has 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms. So how can we calculate the molar mass of this compound as we said before? Listen and concentrate, please, okay?
So go ahead and calculate the molar mass of glucose. So we have 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms. What I like to do is I like to separate the elements. So as you can see, there's a process in which I like to calculate the molar mass. Each carbon atom has an atomic mass of 12.01. And each hydrogen atom, if you look at the periodic table, it's 1.008. And we've seen oxygen multiple times, so we know the atomic mass is 16. Now, 6 times 12 is 72. And 6 times 0.01 is 0.06. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 8 is 96, so this is going to be 0.096. And 6 times 16 is also 96. So now all we need to do is simply add these numbers together. So the answer that I have is 180.156 grams per mole.
So understood. How can we calculate this molar mass? Mazen and
Yes.
Abdullah, understood?
Yeah.
As we said before, any compound
Yes.
has the same method. C6H12O6, so it has 6 carbon atoms. 6 times 12.1 is 0.01 as its atomic mass, plus 12 hydrogen atoms times 1.008 its atomic mass only, plus 6 oxygen, 6 times atomic mass of oxygen, which equals 16. So 6 times 12 plus 12 times 1 plus 6 times 16 equal finally 180.156 gram per mole. So it's the molar mass of glucose sugar. By the same method, any compound you can calculate its atomic mass, its molar mass by this method. Understand?
Understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the molar mass of glucose, a typical monosaccharide. Sometimes you may need to find the molar mass of a substance for which you're not given the chemical formula. Like this one. What is the molar mass of calcium phosphate? Before we could find it, you gotta write the formula. So you need to know that calcium phosphate is an ionic compound. It's composed of a metal and some nonmetals. So we need to find the charges. Calcium has a positive 2 charge. It's in group 2 of the periodic table. And phosphate is just one of those polyatomic ions you need to know.
So after that, who can answer me, Mazen or Abdullah? Who can answer me what is the chemical formula of calcium phosphate? If you know that calcium divalent and phosphate group trivalent, so what is the molecular formula of this compound, calcium phosphate? Who can answer me?
calcium phosphate. ايش؟
What is the chemical formula of calcium phosphate?
Yes.
If you know that calcium is divalent, phosphate group trivalent, and symbol of calcium is Ca. Also, symbol of phosphate group PO4. So what is the chemical formula of calcium phosphate?
Calcium, which is 20 times 40.078.
Mazen, I need first chemical formula, not calculate molar mass of calcium phosphate. Understand me? Chemical formula.
Understand.
It's a chemical formula first before calculating its molar mass. Hmm. We said before, how can we write the chemical formula of compound? I said that any chemical compound has two parts, left part or left side and right side. What are the symbols that can be wrote in left side? I said before that metals, because they have positive charge, or hydrogen of water, or hydrogen of any acid, or
Yes.
positive atomic group, and this only one NH4 ammonium group. And
والله يا مستر I
about
don't
the
know.
right side, what about the symbols
Non-negative.
that can be wrote in right side? I said before, negative atomic groups, all negative atomic groups as PO4, and what? And all non-metals, because they have negative charge. So what is the symbol of calcium phosphate again?
ما أدري والله. I don't know.
Mazen,
Yes.
yeah?
I don't remember now.
You don't know also. Its symbol will be Ca3 PO4 pi 2, because Ca positive must be written at left side. PO4 negative, so must be written at right side. Then we can make exchange for valency. So it will be Ca3, because this 3 is the valency of PO4, Ca3 PO4 pi 2, and this 2 is the valency of calcium, as we said before. So the chemical formula of calcium phosphate will be Ca3 BO4 by 2. Listen. Yes.
So the formula is going to be
That I said before.
Ca3
Ca3
PO4 2.
by 2.
You need to switch the charges with the subscripts. And
Understood this?
Yes.
So this substance has 3 calcium atoms, 2 phosphorus atoms,
Yeah, 2 times 1, 2 phosphorus, then 2 times
8
4
oxygen
as
atoms.
8 oxygen.
2 times 4 is 8.
Understood? How can we calculate this molecular mass? Abdullah.
Yes.
Ca3, so 3 calcium atoms, plus PO4 by 2. These 2 as math, times what is inside between brackets. So you have 1 phosphorus atom. So it will be 2 times 1 phosphorus equal 2P, plus 2 times 4 oxygen atoms. 2 times 4 equal 8. So it has 8 oxygen atoms. Finally, we have 3 calcium atoms plus 2 phosphorus atoms plus 8 oxygen atoms. To calculate them, so 3 times atomic mass of calcium, which equals 40, plus 2 times atomic mass of phosphorus, which equals 30, plus 8 times atomic mass of oxygen, which equal 16, and finally we can calculate it by this method.
Now, each calcium atom has an atomic mass of 40.08. Phosphorus is 30.97. And oxygen has an atomic mass of 16. Now, 3 times 40 is 120. 0.08 times 3 is 0.24. 2 times 30.97, that's going to be 61.94. And 8 times 16 is 128. So now we just need to add these 3 numbers. So I got 310.18 grams per mole.
It's a molar mass
So that's
of
the answer.
calcium phosphate.
That's the molar mass of calcium phosphate.
Understood?
So here's
Yes.
another example,
Understood.
like the last problem.
It's okay.
In this problem, you got to write the chemical formula first before you could find the molar mass.
So after that, we are going to make a revision for this our PowerPoint. Listen.
A mole always contains the same number of particles. However, moles of different substances have different masses. Essential questions. Why can the mass of an atom be related to the mass of a mole of atoms? How can the number of moles be converted to the mass of an element and vice versa? How can the number of moles be converted to the number of atoms of an element and vice versa?
This vocab conversion factor, but the new is molar mass.
The mass of a mole. Molar mass is the mass in grams of 1 mole of any pure substance. The molar mass of any element is numerically equivalent to its atomic mass and has the units G per mole.
This, as we said, that 1 mole of any substance has Avogadro's number, which equals 6.02 times 10 power 3, 23 atoms. Okay,
Yes.
this is the mass, a mole, as we said, 1 mole of copper, so 6.02 times 10 power 23 atoms of copper, and 1 mole of carbon, 6 also has 6.02 times 10 power 23 atoms of carbon, have different masses. Okay, Abdullah? Different masses. Different masses.
Don't worry, mister.
Yeah, different masses. But they have the same number of Avogadro's number. So there's difference between them. They have the same number of Avogadro's number, but they differ in their masses. As 1 copper atom has different mass than 1 carbon atom, but they have the same number of Avogadro's number for 1 mole. At this number of moles times mass equal mass. And this example that we studied before in the previous video, the same method.
Using molar mass. Convert mass to moles with the inverse molar mass conversion factor. Convert moles to atoms with Avogadro's number as the conversion factor. This figure shows the steps to complete conversions between mass and atoms.
This figure that we studied before. By this example also that we studied at the previous video. And I said before that all these PowerPoint are found inside electronic library in SPS site. Okay, you can return to this video and this PowerPoint. This review.
Review. Essential questions. Why can the mass of an atom be related to the mass of a mole of atoms? How can the number of moles be converted to the mass of an element and vice versa? How can the number of moles be converted to the number of atoms of an element and vice versa? Vocabulary. Molar mass.
That we studied. Okay. So after that, you are going to ask some question about this lesson. Okay. Ready?
Inshallah.
Okay. Abdullah.
Yes. How many moles of chlorine in 100 gram chlorine? Easy.
How many moles? What about the number? What about the rule of number of moles?
B. 2.82.
Okay. Mazen, question number 2.
Yes. Which of the following quantities would have the greatest mass? 1 mole of carbon atoms, 1 mole of helium atoms, 1 mole of neon atoms.
Greatest mass. 1 mole of carbon, 1 mole of helium, 1 mole of neon. Different greatest mass.
Yes, 1 mole of wait.
1 mole of what?
Yes, wait. 1 mole of carbon.
Yes, okay, 1 mole of carbon. Abdullah, question number 3.
Radium is a radioactive element that decays into radon gas. Its atomic mass is 226. How many moles in 500 grams of radium?
How many moles in radium?
C. 3 multiplied 10 power 26 moles.
Okay. Mazen, number 4.
Yes. The atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.008, and
It's
the
atomic
atomic mass
mass.
of helium 4 is 4.003. Find the difference in grams between 4 moles of hydrogen and 1 mole of helium.
Yeah.
Yes,
Difference
it will
in
be...
grams between 4 mole of hydrogen and 1
Easy,
mole of
والله.
helium.
Yes, I think B.
Think B. Okay. Abdullah, last question.
What's the mass of 1.000 mole of carbon atoms?
Yeah.
C.
C, sure.
لا A.
Sure. 1 gram.
سادس خلاص.
Mass of carbon 1 gram. Sure.
No. B. خلاص. Sure.
Sure B.
Sure.
It's okay. Good. Great the test.
بس ما شاء الله.
Number 1, true.
أول وحدة صح.
Number 1, true.
الثانية والله إني أعرفها
Number 2,
والله ناسي.
1 mole of neon atoms. 1 mole of neon
والله
atoms.
كنت بقول
1 mole of helium has mass of approximately 4 grams. 1 mole of carbon, approximately 12 grams. While 1 mole of neon, approximately 20 grams, and this is related to its atomic mass. Atomic mass of neon, 20. So it has 20 grams. While atomic mass of carbon, 12. So 12 grams. And helium, 4 grams. So the greatest mass was what? Neon, because its atomic mass is
بقول نيون بس اتلخبطت.
neon. Number 3, 2.2. 2.2 because 2. How can we make many moles? How? Many moles, 500 grams of radium. So number of moles equal mass of substance, 500, divided by molar mass of radium, which is 226. So 500 equals what? Equals 2.2 mole, as 500 over 226 equal 2.2 mole. Okay, Abdullah?
Yes.
Number 4.
سبحان الله حكتي بس اللي قد صح.
Atomic mass of hydrogen, so it will be to 0.02 gram, because since atomic mass in both mu in grams per mole, gram in 4 moles of hydrogen is just 4 times atomic mass. 4 times atomic mass of hydrogen, 1 times atomic mass of helium gives answer in grams. Difference between them. And the last one, as I said, not Abdullah, as I said. Yes, I said, you said first C, then
السؤال قال كل الإجابات.
yeah. You said first C, then A, then B, It's your answer.
انت تقول sure.
Yeah. So if I didn't say sure, you will choose B. You will choose C, not B. Okay, understand, Abdullah?
Yes.
And, thanks, Abdullah and Mazen. I love you guys. Okay, and this session is the last one in this term, and I hope that you enjoyed from all sessions of chemistry, either explaining or revision. Okay, thanks, guys, for your participation, and happy Ramadan and happy Eid, inshallah. See you soon, inshallah, in the next
ما في
Eid,
عيد
inshallah.
حظ.
لا في عيد ان شاء الله، في عيد ان شاء الله.
Thank you.
Thanks
أستاذ إن شاء
guys.
الله نشوفك السنة الجاية أستاذ.
ان شاء الله لو ربنا احيانا وكان العمر ان شاء الله وكنا من اهل الارض. Okay, thanks Mazen, thanks Abdullah, thanks for all, and
Thank
be
you.
be contact inshallah, keep in touch. Okay, inshallah.
إن شاء الله.
Okay, goodbye guys.
شكرا
Goodbye.
أستاذ.
Goodbye.